You ready?
Yeah.
Yep. I can be as loud, right? I can be loud, right?
No, you. Just shout it.
Yo, welcome to Beers and Bars.
Your place for rapid fire hip hop discussion and of course great beer.
I am Kamal Kiddo.
OT the Golden Child. Thank y'all for checking out last week's episode. Of course, we are back. New episode here live at Revolution Brewing.
With our main man, John Carruthers.
How you doing?
He was on the last episode with us, so you know what I'm saying. We're back here again.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys for having us like last time. All right.
Thanks for coming back.
Definitely,
Yeah.
man. Just in case it's their first time watching, what's your official title? What do you do here?
Not very exciting. Communications manager.
Yeah.
But that just means I get to bring rapid fire hip hop discussion and great beer podcasts into the space.
Nice.
What we're going to be doing today is talking about three topics. We got three topics, right?
Three topics today.
And we're going to bring the beers into the discussion to talk about what kind of beers we have, right? But
Yeah, so
let's do the topics first.
Yeah,
Do that
we'll do
first?
the topic,
Okay.
yeah.
What's going to be our first topic?
We were gonna have this topic as one of our Friday Night Live sessions, but I think we're gonna go ahead and do it today.
Yes.
While we're here at Revolution Brewing.
Yes.
Top 5 Arnold Schwarzenegger
Yeah.
Top 5
Arnold
Arnold
Schwarzenegger
Schwarzenegger movies.
I appreciate you bringing this here.
Yes.
This should be a good one.
Second topic, we're going to do Big K.R.I.T, his album that dropped recently.
Yeah.
Forgot the title of it. K.R.I.T is here.
K.R.I.T is here.
K.R.I.T
you
is
go.
here. K.R.I.T is here.
Yes.
K.R.I.T is here.
And then lastly,
Test of Time, Kanye West, 808, and Heartbreak.
Feeling old.
It's been out, what, a decade now?
Yeah.
Don't
right?
say that.
it has been. It came out in November of 2008, so it has been out for
It's over a decade.
Yeah.
Over a decade,
That's
man.
it. It's the hot new thing, though.
It is. It is.
Here.
It is.
Here.
Yeah. Let's do this now first. When we were here last time, we had beers, right? We had the beers that we would talk about first. So
Yeah, we had the winter beers.
Okay. What do we have here with us, John? What do we have? What's the
You want me to go
first
through
one
the
you
whole
want to
thing?
start? Well, the first one first. What
First
do we
one.
drink first?
Yeah,
All right,
first
so
one for the first
I
time.
am personally, aside from being an employee of the brewery, excited about this.
Yeah.
This beer is done by one of the guys who works in the brew house,
Okay.
Andy. It's something we've never done before. It's called Flower Punk.
Okay.
Flower pump.
It is a saison, which is like this spicy, aromatic Belgian style, but it's
Yeah.
finished with fresh elderflowers.
Okay.
This beer is it's nothing like you've had before, and it is like super drinkable. It's super interesting.
Okay.
We
Does it come in a can?
have been flying through it. No, this is here only.
This
You got to
is
come visit.
exclusive.
You got to come say hi. You got to come debate your favorite Arnold movies to go have a pour of
There you
this.
go.
Oh.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. We'll go into our first topic on that note, right? Top 5 Arnold. Well, let's take in the beer first.
Oh yeah, the aromatic. I got that.
It's
yeah. It's
elderflower.
super light. It's light.
It is.
It's
It's
light.
super drinkable, super easy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But it's got this whole flower thing that you just don't expect, or you don't
It's
run
very
across something like
chill.
this on the shelf.
It's very chill.
It is.
Very, very chill.
I dig it. We dig it.
I know it's my job to sell this stuff, but this one makes me very
really do like it,
personally
yeah.
excited.
That's what's up, man.
So, is this brewed with hops and?
It's got the hops. The main thing driving the flavor is the saison yeast. So like in Belgium,
Gotcha.
a lot of what drives different countries like flavors is what the yeast throws out.
Right.
And saison is something that like ferments in Belgium, traditionally hotter, and it throws out some cool like fruity, spicy notes,
Right.
and that's kind of what you're getting up here.
Ooh,
and then the elderflower comes in, and it seems like a little sweet, but it's not
Yeah.
super sweet, super cloying to where it's like weigh you down.
Right.
It seems a little spicy, seems a little sweet. It's super aromatic. Like it's just a
definitely
combination
aromatic.
of things that's cool.
I'm a fan
Like,
of saisons. It's not like you can get them a lot at like your local like store and whatnot. Like if you want to get a good one, you typically have to go to like a brewery that has it on tap. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's like every brewer's favorite, but like no one who's just kind of shopping for the weekend. And I'm not disparaging that, but no one who's shopping for the weekend is looking for like a saison.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is like your beer guy's beer.
beer guys, exactly, man. Yeah.
Definitely drinkable. I can like throw these back. Look, mine
Yeah,
is
but
already have.
I was about to say, but this one is like Andy managed to make this beer that is like a beer guy's beer, but also like you could just rock it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay.
Top 5 Arnold.
Top 5 Arnold. I'm ready.
5 Arnold.
I'm ready. Now, why were you so excited about talking about? He's one of your favorites?
It's one of my favorites. I mean, born in 1984. I'm not sure you get a demographic other than mine.
If you are early 80s baby, you should know about Arnold.
I'm
right?
83. So.
You don't like this. Yes, our piece of history has Arnold in the tank to throw out in casual conversation like nobody else does.
Yeah.
But also, like, these movies were just great.
Okay.
And this was before that. Everything that came out on Friday was like a super like event movie. Like Arnold was the event movie before event was like just the base for things.
The top 5. So it's hard for me to put them in order though.
I have him in order.
I got him in order.
Yes.
Let's
So
stretch
I'm
ourselves.
doing my 5. You ready?
Come on. Let's stretch
My
ourselves a
number
little bit.
5
A little bit.
Arnold movie of all time. Kindergarten Cop. Bam. Throw it on the table. Number 5.
Number 5?
Yes.
It's not a tumor.
It's
Top
not
five
a tumor. Classic.
He got
right?
the best lines too. One-liners.
Yes.
One-liners, man.
And
John,
like even
you're
those
5.
little
What do you
kids.
got?
5. So I myself knew like you can't only have 5 action Arnolds.
Right.
Not as a true Arnold connoisseur like the 3 of us are.
Yeah.
But were you on Kindergarten Cop? I went Twins.
Oh!
That is peak brick shithouse Arnold, but he's also playing like simple, sweet dude, and it's just like a good, pleasant. I got to tell you, Twins.
Damn.
Twins is a
pretty
top.
good.
It's a top 5 hangover movie too.
It is.
Like you're just like you wake up and you're like,
buddy,
It's
oh.
on at like 11
And
o'clock.
you put that on TBS with the commercial breaks, and you're just like, oh, the world's a little bit of a kinder place. I think I'm gonna survive this.
Yes.
Danny DeVito, shout out Danny DeVito, right? He's in that.
And like both their girlfriends have the huge teased hair.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like it's a time and a place, but it's also just a sweet, well-made movie.
It is, man. Damn, I should have had Twins in my top 5. God damn it. All right.
I went Kindergarten Cop myself.
Okay.
Nothing
I
wrong.
went Kindergarten Cop myself.
I'm telling you,
The Twins is pretty good.
I put this up on Brewery Twitter today, and people were dragging me for not including A, Kindergarten Cop, and B, I'm sorry if this is a spoiler, but like Jingle All the Way. Yeah, people. I don't like it.
Good movie.
I don't like it
but-
as much, but people dig like low key comedy Arnold too. He's not a one note guy.
Family Guy, Arnold. Yeah.
Arnold
What was
against
the,
type.
What was the one with where he had the baby? He was pregnant.
Junior.
Yeah.
Junior.
Junior
So
does not
let's
make my
give
top
a
5.
shout
It didn't make my top 5 either.
Let's give a shout out to Libby Kreider, owner of Second Shift Brewing down in St. Louis, one of the best craft breweries in the Midwest.
Okay.
She specifically gave me shit for not including Junior and Jingle All the Way. So Libby, hey,
Wow.
we
Hey,
do
Libby,
hear
what's
you.
going on with you?
Wow.
I
Junior
know.
though.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Number 4. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Bam. Number 4.
You're tripping.
I'm not tripping.
You're tripping.
That
Number
was
Bro, that's an
an
American
event.
classic. That
I don't
should be
care.
way higher.
No.
That should be way higher.
No.
Are you kidding me?
Possibly, but no.
Terminator 2?
My man says it's 1.
That
Okay,
should be
all right,
one.
okay.
It's an American classic.
I can argue for any position on the
It's
top 5.
timeless.
Okay,
it's
I
timeless.
want to know why you put it in at all. Like clearly, the man's got love for the movie.
I mean, come on. It's timeless.
It is.
It is timeless.
But
you can watch it at any year.
That's
It
so
is
good.
my reasoning for T2 at 4. Okay, Arnold is in that movie, but what's the kid's name?
John Connor.
Yeah. It's him and his mom to me mostly, right? Like,
It is kind of, they give you that first 30 minutes is mostly Edward Furlong. and
yeah, like he's in the movie, but
It's a bit of a medicine before your dessert situation.
Yeah. But still, come on, man. Are you kidding?
When
me?
you see
the movie as a whole, though.
that's
It
true.
was the event movie
That's
of a
true.
generation.
Okay,
and for it to be Terminator 1, and he was the bad guy.
T1 is not in my 5.
Oh no, it's not in my 5 either. But it could be.
It was close. It was close.
though. It came on.
I mean, you brought a sci-fi nerd on though, like
Bro.
as a sci-fi, like holy shit movie,
Bro.
and that scene in the police station.
I
Brief
was-
plug for T1.
Oh my
it's
God.
so good.
It's so good.
Mapped out the thing.
That's real rated R movie. They
I'll
don't
be
have
back.
real rated R movies.
He was
like
airing
that.
motherfuckers out. Blah, 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 blah. Get out of
All
here.
over.
You're 4.
My 4. This is like the one that I rewatched the most. Not the best made movie.
Yeah.
Not the best plot. But the thing I want to go back to over and over when it's on streaming.
Yeah.
Running Man.
Okay.
And
Good movie.
and you noted to me
yeah,
on
yeah.
Twitter today that movie it's in
set
2019.
2019.
And 4 years ago I would have told you how silly. And now I'm like, come on, we're like 18 months from that shit.
We are. Like, there's a show on Netflix. What's the show where you can, like, shock yourself and if you, like, flinch? I think it's called Flinch.
Probably called Running Man. I don't know. But that movie is like, it's the best part of like 80s Arnold cheese. It's
Yeah.
episodic because they
Yeah.
got all these little bosses. It's almost like watching
yeah.
a
Oh, yeah,
playthrough
yeah.
of a video game where Arnold is your
yeah.
character.
Yeah, yeah.
The only thing that's weird is like this big weird opera star is one of the big stars of that, and it's like, oh, that's stupid. But
Oh, yeah. I
you
gotta
know,
go back and watch that one.
he gets
I
it
gotta
pretty
go back and
hard.
watch
So
it.
you know,
gotta
he was
go
a
back and
pervert in the movie.
Kamal, you're 4. What do you got?
Yes.
So my 4,
You don't have a 4.
I got a 4, and I just watched this the other day. And you know what? I was totally entranced with it. It's got some slow parts. Conan, man.
Conan.
Conan.
Fuck outta here.
No, we were talking about
Bro.
this upstairs in the
It's
brewery
a
earlier.
classic revenge story. They killed his parents in front of him.
Yeah.
Pete
and his
Conan.
journey, bro.
Pete
his journey-
Schwarzenegger just here.
Yeah.
Yes.
He makes
His
us
journey,
jealous.
though, like he killed a snake. Come on, man. Are you kidding me? Like a big old snake.
That was
A big,
classic.
huge snake.
Yeah. Okay.
James Earl Jones is terrifying.
James Earl Jones?
Yes.
Bruh.
I haven't seen Conan in a minute.
It doesn't necessarily age too well
That's
with
the
the
thing.
current
it's
climate
got some slow
between
areas.
women and men.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
and it's a little
Yeah.
deliberate, but like,
Yeah.
no, that's a movie that sets a time and a place.
It does.
On not
It
the
does.
biggest budget in the world.
Correct.
Okay.
It's a good revenge story to me, though.
Really
The
is.
story itself, it's like poetic in a way.
Okay.
You gotta watch it.
All right.
Like,
I'll go back.
you gotta watch it.
We're down
Number
to 3. Number 3. True Lies.
Dang.
Number 3 is True
That's
Lies.
pretty good. God, dog it. That's not even in my top 5.
You tripping.
God, it's
That's
so
a
hard.
good movie.
God, dog it.
Jamie Lee Curtis is rocking the shit in that movie.
It's pretty
okay?
good.
Oh,
God,
that
dog
that
it.
is the Jamie Lee Curtis master show
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
have
a good movie. And what's his name? Bill Paxton?
Bill Pack. Yes.
Isn't that
Bill Paxton.
Tom Arnold.
Bill
Bad
Paxton.
Tom Arnold. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm having that Paxton Pullman thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom Arnold. That's the best thing Tom Arnold's
Tom
in full
Arnold,
stop.
yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
The villain's good. Like the plot is decent.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that knocks it for me and why it didn't appear in my top 5, and that is a total great movie. It's seemingly like 5 hours long.
It is. Yeah.
It
It's
is.
a lot.
Really, Tia Carrere. When was the last time Tia Carrere was in a Hollywood
yeah.
blockbuster? She was good in that.
There's some classic scenes in there.
Yeah.
The action set pieces were fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's a James Cameron movie, right?
I'm not sure, but it would make sense because
That's a good
that's why
question.
the action in it was amazing.
That's a good question.
Come on, we're gonna go to you.
My number 3 is actually, and this is one of my favorites when I was a shorty, Commando, man.
Commando.
That's
Commando!
my number 3.
The body count. The I
count.
told you
The
I'd
body
kill you
count.
last.
You have to get his daughter back.
The Sergeant John Matrix. That movie has so much cool individual shit.
Oh, what's the girl's name?
Was it Alyssa Milano?
Ray Don Chong.
Radar Chong was in that.
That's like the scene where they like get all the weapons out of the store. She got like the huge rocket launcher in the car.
I gotta watch that. I gotta go back and watch that.
Commando is fire.
Okay.
Commando
True Lies,
is fire.
Commando.
That's right. I'm gonna be brief because I keep stepping on you guys' selections.
No, you're good.
3 for me was T2, just because that movie traumatized me as a kid.
Wow.
As a kid, so like my
Was it
dad.
the villain?
No, it was Robert Patrick. He was so good. Yes, T1000
Yeah,
played
what
by
the
Robert
fuck?
Patrick.
He was like morphing
Yeah.
and
I'm just telling you, like
He
as
was
a,
scary.
he was
Yo.
like
He was scary.
when I was a
Like,
kid.
he was no joke.
The day after and the week after and the month after, I would just be like, that could be T1000.
Everybody
that
could
could
be
be T1000. That could be T1000. And I'm like, and none of you fuckers could stop him.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't.
Like the scene where it's like, "Where are you, baby?" And like
And he's on the phone
he's
like-
got his dad, like
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah, and he asked the name of the
Yo.
dog, and he's like, "Oh, Wolfie," And she says, oh yeah, Wolfie's fine. And the dog's name isn't Wolfie. And then it's like, that's how you know John Connor knows what's up.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Those
T-1000 scared the shit out of me. I don't know about you guys, but growing up, I'd like go into an action or a horror movie, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I wouldn't last 10 seconds in this world.
Yeah.
And like my benchmark for that was like T-1000. I'm like, oh yeah, if T-1000 came, I would just be a pile of meat.
Yeah, hell yeah. He was fucking people up, man.
Pretty much. 2. What's your 2?
My
Go ahead,
two
what's your 2?
gentlemen, and top two classics that I was just all day.
Yeah.
Predator.
Okay,
Was
okay.
two
I'm
for me.
fine. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
I was thinking about putting that in my top.
What do you mean?
I didn't put it in there.
What do you mean?
That's not even in 5. That's not even.
Wait, Predator's not in your top 5.
It's not in my top.
Bruh. Wow.
The cast, the story, the
cast
action.
The cast is good.
Oh
The cast
my
is good.
God. I'm so mad at you
Two
right now.
hard.
future.
What's your 2, man?
My 2 is T2.
Yeah.
My 2 is.
I'd say it's Predator, 2 future United States governors in there.
Yes.
Oh snap!
Jesse Ventura and
Jesse Ventura's in that.
Yeah.
wait, what's the other one?
Oh.
Oh, Arnold. Duh. What are you talking about? My number 2, Total Recall.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. That's my number 1.
Okay.
But we'll talk about that when I get there.
I feel like we're all just gonna have a love fest at number 1 here with Total Recall.
No, he messed it
Bro.
up with the No Predator.
Bro.
That's why we're all
He was
here to
here.
provide
He was here.
different perspectives.
Bro. What?
But yeah, 2 is my Total Recall is my 2. Predator's my 1.
Total
Yes.
Recall, Predator here too.
See, me and
What's your
John
number
are
1?
here.
Mine
We
is
just
Total Recall.
flip-flopped.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Now look, check it out.
I feel like quality
Go ahead.
rises to the top here. We're there.
Look, my two of my favorite movies of all time, of any era, anywhere, anytime, is RoboCop
Wow.
and Total Recall.
RoboCop is real good.
Yeah.
Bruh, Total Recall is good at any occasion,
Yeah.
any time.
It is.
You
And
turn
it-
it on and you're gonna want to
You're
watch
watching
it.
it.
Any scene,
To
you're
hell with
gonna want to
Colin
watch
Farrell
it.
and Jessica Biel
Anywhere.
for that
I was about to say,
remake.
well, no, and I'm saying that remake did a favor to the original Total Recall. You watch that and you're like, oh no, it's
Yeah.
not just the story or the budget.
Yeah.
That was just a really good movie.
It was a good
and you
movie.
can absolutely ruin it.
Bro,
Yeah.
and I was thinking about it the other day, like, you know what? So is it real life or is it the recall, the dream?
Yeah.
And I think it's the whole movie is the dream.
I gotta smoke and get back to you. I don't know.
I feel like-
Director Paul Verhoeven,
Yeah.
his stance is that it's a dream. But I feel like the genius of that movie is like whatever way you pick, you can make an argument for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
We
You
get
can
deep
make an
right
argument
now.
either way.
Yeah.
May I butt
But-
in with some product placement? Only because we got this Kolsch Ghost Ride, and I feel like we can
Nice.
sell this as Total Recall.
Nice.
Oh, Total Recall. So this is a Kolsch.
I do.
So
It's
what's
a,
this?
a German-style Kolsch called Ghost Ride. It's the easiest drinking beer we've ever done.
Okay.
Mark my words, on video.
I love
Oh, yeah.
Kolsch's, man.
Host.
We had a Kolsch about 3 months ago. I forgot whoever the brewery was or whatever, but explain to us what makes a Kolsch. What is that?
So your easy drinking lagers, your Miller Lights, your Dortmunders, your whatever.
Lager Rochelle.
That's all lager.
Yeah.
Kolsch is the ale version of that. The easiest drinking, straight ahead, smoothest, stainless steel version of an ale you can find. You know, like if someone comes in here and they say, I don't know, I'm usually like a Bud Light guy. We give them a pour of Ghost Ride. It's never turned out bad.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
No, yeah.
But mostly, I brought this up to make the Total Recall joke
Total Recall.
because I know we're providing
I can
quality
get with it.
content
Oh, yeah.
to your fans.
Oh yeah. Oh for sure. Oh,
Let
for
us
sure.
know how accurate we were on
Recalls,
your top
recalls,
5. What's your top? Recalls.
No, yeah. Well, no. So we should talk through the number ones. We should each make a case for our number ones here. I know we-
Okay.
For sure.
We're gonna make a case for our
Gotta
number
make a
one.
case.
If I'm talking to a judge. All right.
Your number 1 is Predator, right?
Yes.
I'm not mad at that, but
I like the way this is going.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad.
The best villain, maybe outside of the T2 guy, is Predator, right? The Predator. Him and Arnold in that fight scene at the end where they masking up and Arnold is putting on the mud and they gotta meet each other. like all that. He kills
Oh, yeah.
fucking Carl Weathers. Like everybody dies.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Carl Weathers kills Jesse, kills
Jesse, the Indian guy.
big guy, yeah.
Oh,
The girl
yeah,
that's
yeah.
with him, he has to like, and then the villainous laugh, when he had to set the, like, it's just classic, man.
So
It's
good.
classic,
Man,
man.
I gotta go.
Well, and like so
It's
many,
not in your top 5. What are you doing, man?
so many of those 80s and 90s Arnold villains is like, it's this movie and it's like this crime boss or this like underboss guy
Yeah.
that's like
Yeah.
some little weaselly shit that he's got to kill, but he's got
Right.
like a bunch of people
No.
in front of him. But Predator
He
is
can
the
actually
main
kill him.
villain. Yeah, Predator is the equal, more than the equal of Arnold.
Yes.
So it's like the whole time you're worried about Arnold in a way that with like Commando, another great movie,
Yeah.
you're just like, oh no, Arnold's gonna kill all these guys.
Yes, he's gonna kill everybody. Commando, he's like strapped up with grenades, just blowing
yeah.
everybody up. Like he's going
Arnold
crazy.
is killing 8 crime bosses on the way to meet the actual crime boss he meant to kill.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
But yo, Total Recall. Look, man, this is my case for Total Recall. Besides, at any point in the movie, you can watch it. At any point,
Suck you right in.
suck you right in. It's a thinking man's movie. Is this?
It's a Philip K. Dick story that's based off of. It's one of those real like mind twister
Get your ass
sci-fi
to Mars.
stories.
Get your ass to Mars.
ass to Mars.
Get your ass to Mars.
So this movie came out, what, like 89, 90, 91? I
Classic.
forget.
Yeah.
But I still text people, get you ass to Mars when they're meeting me, and they're not there when they said they were going to be.
Nice. That's classic, dude.
So wait, your one was Total Recall, right?
My one was also Total Recall.
cool.
Kamal said it better than I could ever say it.
Okay.
But,
chick with the three breasts.
Predator is a perfectly
And
excellent
it's
thing.
the classic hero's journey. Like the hero has to go into the abyss and find the monster.
And I'm
right?
telling you guys, I have a whiteboard up at where I work in the brewery every day, and all day I'm like, look at these Arnold movies, look at these Arnold movies, and everyone kind of had the same thing, but we were flipping Predator and Total Recall 1, 2 all day.
Predator, Total Recall. Yeah.
Like
Predator's one though.
Total Recall is probably a better like movie experience, like directing and all that, and like
Yeah.
the total mind melter.
Yeah.
But like Predator, this is an experience, especially the first time you see it,
Yeah.
which is usually as a kid, at least at our age.
Yeah.
It's just like, holy, the Predator. How can you stop the Predator?
How can you stop him?
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's no right answer here. This is Arnold. I mean, there's stuff we could pull up. I mean,
Yeah.
I was telling you guys earlier, people all day were just like, why are you not even putting Jingle All the Way in the conversation?
Tell him to stop.
And I'm like, 'cause that's kind of obnoxious, but he does say Turbo Man all the time, and it's pretty funny.
Right.
There you go.
Sinbad.
We've made our arguments known. This is where we are. We're not changing them.
What are your favorite
There you go.
Arnold movies?
I'm just humbled to argue these things here with these gentlemen.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
Album review, Big K.R.I.T.
Yeah.
K.R.I.T is here.
Is here.
Mississippi artist, right?
Mississippi?
Yes.
Yeah, Mississippi guy
Yeah.
for a while.
K.R.I.T. is here.
First album since 2017. Forever is a mighty long time. The first
That's a
one you
pretty
said
decent
we all
album.
know is the mixtape joint that came out.
K.R.I.T was here.
Right. Okay.
K.R.I.T. was here. Right. That's a solid piece of work.
Yeah.
It's what got me into K.R.I.T.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just come out and say it. This is not that. This is okay to me. I'm not like rushing to listen to this more. I'm not gonna lie. I actually started off and put on some Megan Thee Stallion. Holla at my hot girl. I put on some Megan Thee Stallion after this. What can I say? I did.
Okay.
But this album is it's got some joints on there here and there, but overall, I just thought it was just all right.
Okay.
I just thought it was okay.
I thought it was decent as well. I like it though. On my second listen, I did like a lot of the songs. I like I've Been Waiting. I like
I like
Make It
I've Been
Easy.
Waiting.
I like Addiction with Lil Wayne. The strip club
Addiction with
joint.
Lil Wayne
Oh,
is
yeah.
burns through the rest of that album.
Believe is a very good song.
I like Believe.
Learn from Texas, High Beams. These are good joints. It's 19 songs. I like maybe about 9 or 10 of them.
Yeah.
2 of those sketches though, I did right, like including the 2.
Oh,
like,
the skits and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the 2 skits. Oh,
that
yeah.
is kind of my favorite part about modern hip hop. We don't necessarily have those anymore.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about it?
So, as a guy who like grew up here, but like I was like in the South, like through the southern boom of hip hop artists. I have certain expectations for hip hop where it's like Bubba Sparks, not the first one, but like that second one where it had some real like bluegrass stuff. Oh yeah, Paul Wall was around, Nelly was still recording. 3-6 Mafia, my favorite Oscar win of all time. The only time I've ever given a shit about the Oscars.
Out here for a pimp.
But I got into this, and I just you guys sent me the album, and I just played it straight through. I didn't hit the shuffle the first time. And K.R.I.T is Here came up, and I was like, this does not sound like a Mississippi artist to me. Like, there is a little bit of gospel in here. There's a little bit of Lupe Fiasco in here, like the early days. There's like just sort of, and he's also rapping like half a bar per verse above what I expect from a Mississippi artist, just kind of given my experience.
So expecting more flow than intricate line patterns.
And then, it gets into the like, the regular sort of what you expect. The super bass hits on track 3 after the interstitial.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting.
That's my I like
and then it gets into what I think is a little bit of funky Outkast shit, like 6 through 8. And
it does.
It was really more than I was expecting from like K.R.I.T, this many albums in. And I thought it was kind of cool that like, a guy who's always kind of had like kind of a type and always had kind of a flow that everyone could peg was trying some new shit.
That's where it loses me, though.
That's the thing. Like none of it was like blowing. None of it was blowing me away. Like the classic album that you guys we're going to talk about later, like as a guy who like moved away, and then you were just like, oh man, like this just completely recontextualized it. I like that K.R.I.T was trying new stuff, but like it never got past the high point of K.R.I.T is Here, that track number 1, where I'm just like, oh shit, like he's like really on some new stuff, and he's really like putting the energy into it. Like I appreciate that you try the new stuff. The rest of it was kind of like notes on the stuff that I expect.
I kind of gravitate more towards artists that kind of put a sound together throughout an album, and it feels like more like you got some tracks. I like this song. Yeah, put that on there.
See, that's the thing. In the middle of the album, I think it is like a string of songs that's like, okay. But then at the end, it kind of goes back away from that. You know what I mean? Like, towards the end, it's like, it kind of starts to fade away a little bit. So,
I mean, I feel like there's some filler on this album.
If I can call out one verse in the whole album, Family Matters More Than a Winslow, I liked it.
I saw somebody posted that today. Chris Shields posted that. My homie Chris Shields. He posted that. If you've heard it, check it out. Oh wait, I'm sorry. If you've heard it, tell us what you think. We're good on that one, right? Next beer, what we doing? What's happening?
Next beer.
Let's hit Jumpy Juice. So we got the brewery here.
That's a hazy, right?
That is a hazy,
okay,
and
cool.
some. But we got the brewery here, but we still brew beers at the pub about a mile and a half away, original Revolution Brew Pub. And this is one of them. We have a separate brewer over there, separate program. And this is our hazy. We have hazies now. We have in cans and stuff, Northeast Hero. But we started those experiments over at the pub so we can kind of scale up, tweak, try new stuff. And the guy, his name is John Palos, John P. And you know how you get with nicknames? So it's John P, Jumpy. So we call him Jumpy. Jumpy, the brewer over at the pub, is the guy like in charge of really kind of the development of these hazies. And it's scaled up to everything that we have now with Northeast Hero. But he does a really great job of experimenting with new hops, new recipes. Every batch of Jumpy Juice is different. Jumpy Juice is our pub hazy. It changes every time that we put a new one on. We put it on until it's drunk out, and then he starts brewing a new one, and he tries some new stuff. This is very fruit forward. It's sweet, but it's not sticking in the bottom of your stomach.
Hazy is my favorite style, and I like something you said. You said that you're trying different like types and whatnot, right? Like you're
types
trying to
of
perfect,
everything,
right?
Not just the hops, like the malt in there. Like we use different amounts of wheat, oats.
Because hazy is very popular right now, right? Like everybody's doing hazy.
What's the alcohol volume in this?
This is 6.7.
Is it
so
higher
right
than
about
the other two that we've had?
Ghost Ride was 4.5. Flower Punk was probably about 4.5 too.
Yeah,
but like
this one I could tell, this one
Anti-Hero is probably like about this.
Yeah.
So,
But where that has a very balanced, like bitter, floral, citrus hop aroma.
Yeah.
This
which
is like
the
very
key
cool
right
and
before
sweet
haze.
and
Like, that's,
fruity.
yeah.
And it's got that hazy body. And like the haze kind of sticks on your tongue, and like you get a little more of that. And
Yeah, this one is.
What defines a
strong.
good, like a good hazy?
I
What?
can only answer for us. We would
There
never
you
say
go.
if someone else's stuff was good or bad,
Yeah,
but like
yeah,
a
yeah.
good hazy, the haze sticks in it,
Yeah.
and it doesn't kind of drop out in your fridge if you buy the cans.
Right.
It's got a lot of that pineapple, mango, floral, papaya
Flavors
kind of
and
fruit,
whatnot, right? Yeah. Okay. He's good.
and it seems sweet. It tastes sweet. It drinks sweet,
But it's still
but it
that
doesn't
hot, yeah.
have a bunch of sugar in there
Right.
where you're like, you drink one and you're like, I'm kind of done with that. I'll go back to the lager. I think that Jumpy and the guys that brew Northeast Hero like really did a good job kind of like pegging that right where it is.
Is this in a can? Are any of these in a can?
So the whole reason we did the Jumpy Juice thing, and I was telling you about the tweaking recipes, was to like come to one beer that we could like brew in a huge batch and can and send out everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's Northeast Hero. And yes, it's absolutely in a can.
It is, yeah,
It's, you know, like $12.99 a 6-pack. I mean, it's like cheap compared to a lot of these hazes on the block. And I think it is like super drinkable. I bring that stuff home and it just disappears.
Yeah.
And again, I work in beer. I have no reason to just like go home and start jumping back into work.
True.
Cool. Last topic, test of time. Kanye West, 808s and Heartbreaks.
What year was that?
2008, November.
No, it wasn't that long ago. That's too
Was
long ago.
2000 That's
I
why it's
was
test of time.
young. I was young then, and I'm still young, right, guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
All right, go ahead.
So I wanted to talk about this because I was listening to it about 5 days ago. And it seems like nowadays, like that melodic rap style is more prevalent than it's ever been.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And to me, this is a groundbreaking album for that.
For
Like,
a rapper that is not known for that, and he totally just made this off album.
yes.
And
But now
it's
everybody's-
a good album though.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were
it's
hating on the album.
beyond
when
a
it
good
came
album.
out.
a lot of people were hating on it when it
A lot
came
of
out.
people were hating on the album when it
For
came
good
out.
reason, though.
How so? Because he's a rapper?
Yes. Which is why it's so
Is that
pivotal.
a good reason? He's an artist.
Because he had 3 of the catchiest, like soul gospel themed
that's-
hook
yeah.
albums
And artists
in a
typically
row.
don't just. He took a left turn.
He took a completely
And
different
nobody's
turn.
really ever really done something like that.
He made that album and then came back rapping.
This was Bob Dylan
Yeah,
going
yes,
electric,
yes. Yeah.
but like more.
Yeah.
Like where people felt betrayed, and it was like, oh wait, like
People
you're
did.
just like,
People
like
did,
there's
yeah.
no hooks on here.
Where's the soul samples? Where's the this? Where's the rapping? Like he
Like,
literally
this
has
is trash.
synthesizers and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
And like the people, like I went. So the first time I saw Kanye was the Graduation
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
album tour,
Yeah.
Like, third or fourth show.
Oh, yes.
right there. And it was all like that was when he had established the sound he had with College Dropout,
Yeah.
but also had the production budget to throw the show with the
Yeah.
backup singers and the band he wanted to throw.
Yeah.
And then like you're kind of coming off that high, you throw late registration on there. It's an extension of the sound. And then you get to 808s, and he dropped it kind of fast,
Yeah.
and just kind of like he just dropped it on people out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and everyone was expecting the same thing. I think that's
They were. Yeah.
that's the problem you run into is
He
people
did
are
Love
expecting the same
Lockdown
thing.
on the MTV Music Awards. That was like the introduction to all of this.
Right.
And it was like, what is Ye doing? But when you hear, to me, this is an album that's not even going to be appreciated fully to me. Like 10 years from now, you go back and listen to
I
this.
think
like,
it's appreciated now, though.
For me, it is.
I mean,
It's amazing. to me.
when it came out, though, I was messing with it.
I did too, yeah.
It's a good album. Regardless of how you feel about how he should rap as an artist, he made a piece of work that is good, and it's still good.
But
He ma-
Kanye
he-
made
my
it cool
kid
for
is
rappers
loving
to
this
be
album
artists.
right now.
Before rappers, I don't think could be artists. Rappers were like, you gotta rap. Like
Right,
this album
right,
solidified rappers
He's a-
to being
he's
an artist.
Right,
Like,
right.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He had that that art style with the bear for the first 3 albums.
Oh yeah.
808s was the first time that he took over his own album production of the artwork.
Yeah.
And now that whole like hip hop, like down to SoundCloud, that is every hip hop artist aesthetic.
Yeah.
That's the aesthetic.
And again,
He bred a
that-
generation of rap to me.
He
his
birthed a lot of
His name escapes
rappers.
me, but the Japanese artist who designed that bear mantra and late registration, like is
Murakami.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, Murakami, super flat.
Yeah, super flat.
A fantastic international legendary artist on his own right.
Yeah.
And Kanye still managed to take it and turn it into something that was Kanye that influenced everybody who came after, just like the album did.
Yeah. It really did.
Yeah.
Respect to Kid Cudi as well, though.
Respect, major respect. A lot of the writing and a lot of the vocal.
Kid Cudi to me is very important in Kanye's tradition.
Absolutely.
Transition, I'll say.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Kid Cudi is all through this album.
Oh my God, he
Cudi
wrote on
is
like
all
four songs, I believe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was. I mean, look, you had that Lupe Fiasco presence on like albums 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And I am still,
Yeah.
I am still sometimes a little surprised that like he didn't become bigger than he was.
He could have. That's a whole nother
That's the thing,
conversation.
though.
I know.
He
But
stayed
what I'm
a
saying is like,
rapper. Like
He stayed a rappity
focused
rapper.
on like lyricism and whatnot, right?
Kid Cudi comes in on that role in album 4 and just becomes
Yeah.
stratospheric.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like Kid Cudi. He could not drop an album for 20 years, and he drop an album and it will sell out. It will like, boom. I mean, but he's developed that. Like, there's certain artists that have developed that. Like Andre 3000, Frank Ocean is even another artist.
You were talking about that, John.
But Frank Ocean, like you gotta say, you can't say that Frank Ocean wasn't influenced by 808s too. Like if
All
there's no
these guys.
808s, if there's no 808s, do Frank Ocean's
808s
albums
808s is
do
impactful,
Frank
man.
Ocean's albums hit the top of the charts every time? Like this is the album that made it good for guys to do that kind of music.
Yeah,
Like
man.
again,
Family.
like I was telling you guys earlier, it was like Kanye as a
rapper.
public figure has ruined himself for a lot of people in many ways, but you can never ever go back to the source material and say this guy wasn't on the pulse of everything and executing at the highest level.
At the highest level.
That's a fact.
You're right.
That's a fact.
You're right. You're right. You're right. It's a good album.
Let's end that on another beer. What are we doing?
All right, so I gave you the juicy, the hazy IPA. Got all that fruit, got all that citrus. I wanted to give you guys an example of something that has all those, but it looks like just a regular like old school beer.
It really does, yeah.
So this is double dry hop Citra here. It's got a lot of the same
Double
techniques.
dry hop.
It's got a lot of the same hops.
What is it called?
It is double dry hop Citra Hero. This is on shelves in 6-packs. It's got that classic beer look, but it tastes like that fruity, tropical, like just jam that everybody likes these days.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you have? What is that?
This is strong too.
Okay.
I'm gonna be a little nice.
Yo, wait a minute. Wait, hold on.
It's 7.5. Like the last time we did this, I poured you guys like 13.5 straight check, and maybe that was a little bit of a dirty
Last time we
trick.
were wasted,
But
bro.
we're ending with a 7.5. Like this is
I like this.
about what like your commercial IPAs are these days. It's got that fruit, it's got that juice,
this
it's
is
got that
good.
citrus. But it looks just like a perfectly clear beer here.
Yeah, this one
Ooh.
Anyway, my final point on the albums,
is. Yeah.
look at Kanye,
Yeah.
808s,
Yeah.
and look just to a different genre of like Daft Punk.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was on Daft Punk on Graduation.
And I was
The stronger joint. He was on Daft Punk.
Oh,
This is all, I know, and that
he
was
checking
from
for Daft
that was
Punk.
from Le Funk. Oh, this is gonna drive me nuts. But
You'll
like,
get it sometime tonight, just not right now.
I'm just gonna yell it out when you guys are closing out. But 808s
Yeah.
and I can tell you, the last Daft Punk album came out like 2012, 2013.
Oh yeah.
These are two albums that people at the time were like, I don't know, like what does this mean for the genre? What does this mean for the music?
Yeah.
Is this selling out? Is this
Yeah.
creating your own thing? And both of those are the two albums driving music, both in hip hop and pop.
So, Daft Punk's last album? Like, I'm a major
Look
Daft
at
Punk fan, and their
2012
first
he's
two, especially Discovery. is
No,
like-
Discovery. I mean, no one's arguing Discovery.
But
But that was more meant to.
What
But
he's saying is
like,
look at that album, right? And then look at the trajectory
there's
of the genre.
no, there's no
What's it called?
Skrillex and the DJ movement and the
yeah.
trap without
That's
Daft
true.
Punk.
That's true. That's true.
And the vocoder, like, it's just.
That's true.
And I'm saying, like, Kanye is the same way, in a way that I think is equally unrecognized. Like, at least Daft Punk licenses shit to, like, sell cars and, like, vacation rentals and stuff. Like, Daft Punk's always been super commercial. 808s, I thought, was Kanye's least commercial thing to that point.
It was.
But it also shaped the entire commercial landscape of hip-hop for, like, several years. And, like, I think we're still feeling that.
That's true.
We still are. Everybody's melodic now.
Random Access Memories. That's the name of the album.
Random Access Memories. That's right. Yeah,
You got it.
I mean, and like Kanye's thing was a personal artistic statement, and Random Access Memories was very much like an exploratory journey through like digital and electronic music from like the 70s
But
to
very
today.
pop. But very pop.
the whole time.
Yeah.
Nile
Very
Rodgers.
Yes. Yes.
You guys ever get Nile Rodgers on the show? You call me or you go to hell. But I'm saying, like, two different albums with two different through lines, leading to two different destinations. But those two albums, to me, tell the story of hip hop and pop from like 2013, 2014, all the way till today.
That's amazing. And it's
I'm gonna listen to that on the way home now.
Yeah, man.
Random Access Memories, man.
Yeah.
So good.
This last one is
Double
Citra-
dry hop Citra Hero.
Citra Hero.
All the juice, all this fruit, none of the haze.
And this one is in stores. This one is in the can.
In stores and six packs. Oh, but the Jumpy Juice isn't, but Northeast Hero is in stores too in six packs.
Yeah.
Probably right next to Double Dry Hop
I
Citra.
might have Northeast at the house right now. I might.
They're both good. Yeah.
Again, I'm paid for this stuff, but these are the ones I wanted you guys to drink.
Before we wrap up, shout out to Music L Podcast. They be rocking with us, these guys, I think out of California. They do something similar to what we do, you know what I'm saying, with the beer and the music, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to them and everybody else who's rocking with us.
Can I shout out our old rep in Massachusetts, Trevor?
Oh, yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing in Boston and Cambridge as a fan of the show.
He's a fan of ours.
Nice.
Shout out to you, man.
Much love. John, thank you.
We appreciate it as always.
Thank you guys. Thanks for bringing it here.
We have
be
to have
back-
a party
he'll be-
here. We're gonna have to
he'll
throw
be
a
back
party.
again.
BEERZ BARZ party. What's up?
You're welcome anytime.
Beers and
Right
Bars,
on.
we'll see y'all next
BEERZ
time.
BARZ.
man.
Peace.